Sahana vavatu Sahana bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to everyone, we welcome all of you for the satsang of the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. We are now doing the study circle on Gita Vahini, a commentary on Gita by Sai Krishna and Bhagawad Gita governed by Lord Krishna. So it is wonderful. That means he is himself giving commentary on his own words, which he said 5,000 years ago. So we are on the, according to our electronic version, we are page 17. So you go there. And in the book, on page 24. So we'll be stuck on page 24 for a few weeks because we are going to be diving deep into that. As I said, Sankhya Yoga is the yoga of knowledge. So once you have that, that's with Jnanagni Dagda Karmana. When you have Jnanagni, there everything, you don't need anything else. So Lord Krishna is a good teacher. He summarizes what he's going to talk about in the next yogas up to 18. And Moksha Sannyasa Yoga is the summary, and this is the one which gives the prelude and gives the summary of what he's going to talk about. So three aspects in this thing. So we started, Swami said, 11th shloka is the most important shloka for all the Gita students. Does everybody remember that? So who wants to say what is the most important shloka? So even his Swami said, you should remember that. He said last time, 11th shloka, this is the key shloka for all the students of Gita. So that means you are interested in Gita, you should know that 11th shloka. Like before 7th shloka is where Arjuna says, I am depressed, I am thing, and now he says, I don't know what to do, I surrender to you, tell me. And then Lord Krishna starts here, shloka 11. He says, we talked about Asochya, Nanvasochya. You don't need to know the struggle to know the Sanskrit. At least remember the meaning. He says, people who are wise, Pandita, they won't grieve about the people who are living or people who are gone. So that means they don't have that sorrow or grief. So if we have that, that means we need to work on really improving ourselves too, if you want to become enlightened. So that is the first important. That's why the shloka is like the fundamental basis. So he says don't talk too much. He was trying to say, you do not know the truth. The truth is, a good, enlightened person never grieves about those who are living or people who are gone, that means dead. Then to make him understand, then the shloka 12th to 30th, this is important shlokas, where the whole summary is the difference between Atma and Anatma. If we know that, you don't need anything else, we are realized. The whole thing is we're all confused. What is Atma, what is Anatma? So the whole discrimination is Viveka, is difference between Atma and Anatma. That's why Swami Vivekananda got that name. Viveka, he had the bliss in the Viveka discrimination we talked about. What is Atma and what is Anatma? And when you know the difference, then you give up the attachment to the Anatma and then attach to get the Atma. In simple words, whatever is divine, that is Atma is divinity, get attached and get detached from the false world. And ultimately you will realize everything is Brahman. So-called what you think Anatma and Atma is also same. But in the beginning, you need to differentiate Atma and Anatma. Why? Because this guy is confused. Arjuna is confused. He did so much tapas, he got Pashupatastram, he has got so many talents. Even such a great man, the Arjuna means, literal meaning is pure. And he has one pointer in his thing. So that is why Lord Krishna, he thought he is the best deserving candidate, a student. So he told him that. So even he was confused because he is worrying about people who are going to die things, but you should not worry. That is why Lord Krishna starts in Shloka 12 to 30th. These are important shlokas talking about Atma and Anatma. We talked about 3 shlokas already. What is 12th, 13th and 14th? So 12th shloka, what did he say? You think these kings and everybody, they were there before. They will be there in the future. And also he says, I was there before, I will be there. So what are you thinking? Who is gone? This is not gone. That is one. And second example he gives beautifully is, in the whole, each one of us, we go through these phases. You are a child before, crawling, then you are a little boy, a little girl, and then you become youth, young adult, then you become middle age, then you become old, and then you're gone. So, but you take yourself, your own family, friends, you show the pictures of these things, they cannot recognize. He says, I remember in 1991, I was with Swami going with him in the inauguration of the super specialty hospital. So I said, that's me. They, oh, no, because I had big mustache there, full of hair. And they, okay, no, it is me. I said, I had to confirm because his body changes, you lose hair, you become thing. So in the Dehino Asmin Yadha Dehe Kaumaram Yavvanam Jara. This is inevitable for everybody, this natural sequence. That is Jayate, Asti, Vardhate. So everybody, even plants, animal, first is born, this cute. Then it grows a little bit. Then it becomes stronger like young adult. Then slowly, parinamate, changes happen. As I said, I don't want to again repeat, people will say, get gray hair, lose the hair, you can't hear well, you can't see well, you wear glasses, you get cataracts, then you wear dentures, you have knee replacement, hip replacement, all this, but you will become bionic man or woman. So you will become all the new things happen. Then finally, gone. Because that's why Swami says, God gives us warning signs. First he says, he gives the first gray hair comes here. So you try to do it and put this little color and even the other one. And then you cannot see well, you put glasses and cataract, you do operation. You cannot hear, put some hearing aid. You go on losing teeth, then you put bridges and golden crowns and bridges, all those build up in the mouth. So finally you lose them, then you have dentures. So he says, I gave you so many warning signs, still this guy doesn't get the benefit. So eviction notice, like somebody is, then finally eviction notice. So when these warning signs happen, Swami said, be careful. That means, hey, time is running, just let me more focus on the permanent. That is the whole purpose is, you are focusing on the impermanent things, it's the time. You even should start from childhood like Prahlada, Dhruva. They were only 5-year-old kids. They are blessed. That is the ideal thing, to start early, but at least never too late. So start now, because you never know when you get the eviction notice. So Swami said there is a photographer, when he takes a picture, says, hey, get ready, get ready. But this Yama doesn't say get ready. You never know when he clicks. So then there's too late. So just be always ready, because you never know when he clicks it. So that is why this Atma and Anatma differentiation is important. So he said, like in the body, these changes happen. These things are happened. We were all there before. But the problem is, matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkha agama payano anitya tham titi swabharata. Very important shloka we talked last week. So because our joys and sorrows, everybody, is because of our contact of senses with the sense objects. So you hear some music, beautiful music, you hear good, or see something nice, or you eat something good. So all these things are depending upon the contact of the senses with the sense object. That's matra sparshastu kaunteya. This sita, sukha, dukkha, all this pleasure, pain, cold, all these are because of. They agama paino, they come and go. That's why Swami says money comes and goes, morality comes and goes. All these things are transient, they go. That is why titicha swabharata, this is very important quality. Swami talked about this forbearance. So you should have forbearance because these come and go, these are a passing cloud. Why should I be agitated? That's why 2000 Swami gave a discourse, all of you should read that, on forbearance. Very important, powerful. Swami said the real spiritual seeker should have this titicha, or the forbearance, sahana. So even Shidi Baba used to say, Shraddha Saburi, so patience is a part of Titicha. So that is where we did last week. Now we'll go from 15, slowly we'll go the thing, because you see, Atma, Anatma, I said once we know that, then is it. So that's why we need to dive deep. And also, if you really want to enjoy more, you read at home. There are so many commentaries from great people like Chidbhavananda and Swami, and even this Chinmayananda, all great, so many great saints have written commentary. So just read it. So this particular, in this, all the three important things we'll cover. One is Shloka 12 to 30, which is talks about Atma and Atma, and 30 to 38 called Dharmashtakam. Swami said, that is, what is our dharma? Then comes about karma, how in daily life, how we should do our duties. And finally, how a man of enlightened person behaves, from Shloka 54 to 72, called Sthita Prajna. Who is the qualities of a Sthita Prajna, man of steadfast wisdom or enlightened person? How does he behave? In the Shloka 54, Arjuna asks the question, and Lord Krishna describes in 18 shlokas. Then we know, oh, that man is realized, oh, he's a great school. People casually remark. So he gives all the qualities. If he is enlightened, he should have these qualities. If he doesn't have the checklist, then you can say, yeah, he may claim he may be enlightened, he's not. So there's very clearly Lord is telling who is the Sthita Prajna. That is the thing. So now coming to Shloka 15. So if you have the Gita, you can bring. Yam hina vyadhayantyante purusham purushashabha samadukha sukham dhiram so amrutatya kalpate. So we all want liberation, right? Moksham. So amrutatva. Amrutatva means immortality. So who is the one who will get immortality? We want everybody, you need to have some credentials, right? So anyway, whatever you want to study, go to med school or go to engineering or computer, whatever you do, the basic credential needed. Similarly, here says you want immortality, you want liberation. What are the qualifications you should have? Yamhi navyadhayante purusham purusha sabha samadukha sukham dhiram. He is a hero. He is telling hero is not the one who does a lot of wrestling or fighting or going there Mount Everest. He is the hero who doesn't get perturbed by dukkha and sukha. We all get perturbed, right? You get excited when you get profit, loss, you get worried, somebody praises, you get elated, somebody criticizes, you get low, success, you get happy, failure. So these are all, if you are still perturbed, the samadukkha sukham. So if you have that, unabhyadhyante, nothing bothers, it doesn't matter whatever happened, like Ramana Maharshi, everything they laugh it out, they think the whole thing, like Sri Ramakrishna used to say, this world, Swami, like Buddha used to say, these are misery and pain. So no, this is a fun place, the whole world is a fun place, I get a lot of mirth, lot of joy, Sri Ramakrishna, because he doesn't take it very, for him everything is equal. It's like a child's play, how the thing is. So if you want to have the amrutatva. You need to have this state of samadukha. So if you are, that is the important credential you should have. So anybody, any questions, because this is all deep, please don't hesitate to ask. The next 16th. Nasato vidyate bhavo nabhavo vidyate satah ubhayoropi tashtva asnyachacho sattva darshibihi. He says the man who is a man of knowledge, so what, for example, what we think exists, for him it doesn't exist. What doesn't exist, he thinks it exists. It looks like very contradictory. For us, this because whole universe is only 5 things. We talked about it. Satchidananda, Namarupa. Namarupa, name and form. So this person, this plant, the animal, everything is name and form. So you see, right? If there is anything that harmonium, we call it as got a form, it has got a name. Mic, a person, animal, plant, everything has a name and a form. So, but the ultimate truth is Satchidananda, that is knowledge, existence, and bliss. So that doesn't change, that is permanent. So that is the real truth, that is Atma. Anatma is Namarupa. So we think Namarupa to be permanent and the Atma to be impermanent. That is why you need to say always Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo. The real knowledge person knows the truth. He doesn't get deluded. That is the thing. Swami beautifully said in a Telugu poem, Yeddi kaladanu chintimo addi ledu. What you think exists doesn't exist. Yeddi ledanu chuntimo addi kaladu. What you think doesn't exist because we don't see, that is there. Unnadokkate daivambu yannanikini lenidayanu vishwambu kanaraya. Even though it doesn't exist, what exists you think as a universe, that is not there. What exists is only divinity. The beautiful example they say is mirage is there. Is there water there? It looks like there is water. That water cannot do anything. And same thing, you see a snake in a rope in the dusk because it looks like dark. But there never was a snake. So all this is illusion. So the really man of knowledge, they will realize Brahma is alone Satyam. Everything is Mithya. That is the important thing. Anybody has any comments? Or is this so highly philosophical, feeling sleepy?
No, some questions.
Somebody here?
No, somebody. People asked before.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of confusion for people. But
Yeah.
the thing is that, so why? Thing is, the person who has realized sees everything as one, and but he is not going to. No need for sadhana. And the person who has not realized is in a different type of plane. He cannot understand what the thing is. What sadhana is going to do. Finally, sadhana is not going to do anything. So why to do sadhana?
No. You have to do. There is
so he's not going to get the viveka, anatma and atma. So what is true? You know.
No. Yeah, no. It is fine to do. That is why our formula, what did Swami say? Yatna prayatnamul manava dharmam. Yeah, there is without effort, nothing. Yes, Swami says, it goes on, we need to remember. You come 1 step towards me, I will come 100 steps towards you. You shed 1 tear, I will wipe 100. So everything Swami says, don't do. Sri Ramakrishna said, wind is everywhere. But you need a little fan to do, then the breeze comes. It is there, the air. But you need to put that. That is little effort. Little effort and divine grace. I say sun is there, very bright sun. You close all your windows. So there is no sunlight. What is the? You open the windows, the sunlight comes. Similarly, we need to open, right? That is the effort. What you do is the effort that comes. So to get, otherwise you will be in the cycle of this thing for lifetimes. You will because 90% are happy like that. You are born, you grow, eat, be merry, and have children, again born. So you are happy. Just even Swami said that nice story. Narada says he was such a great celestial sage. So he said, go and find out these pigs, how they are. But you have to be like a pig to be with them. So he was there. Then he got so much absorbed in them, he was playing with the pigs and he had more children, pigs and all that. Then somebody said, hey, this Narada is like a pig. Oh, why you don't want to come? No, I'm enjoying this. So because once you become pig, you are so used to that, you don't realize there is a higher reality. Because we are all, just when you're caught up in this, you think that's all the world is. Most of it is happy the way it is. So you don't even enjoy God. Somebody you are talking about God, we enjoy, right? We are all enjoying. Somebody says, my God, these guys are boring. It's so long. He goes on talking about God. What is there boring? So it's some movie, something, they gossip, they'll enjoy that. Because there is there is another nice story. Sri Ramakrishna said that. So there was some fisher women, they used to sell fish. So they were going and they sold in the town. By the time it became dark and it was raining, they already sold the fish. So they didn't know where to stay. So they went, the guy who was a merchant, he's a nice man, generous man. Oh no, you come and stay with us. And he used to sell the jasmine flowers. So they said there, my God, this smells so bad. We can't sleep because the jasmine flowers. So then they didn't know what to do. Then one of their persons said, no, sprinkle some water on those baskets from which they sold fish. Then some smell will come of the fish. Then they went and slept. Because they're so used to the fish smell, they couldn't stand the jasmine smell. So similarly, people who are worldly, immersed in the worldly thing, for them to talk about God, that is you need to God's grace to do that. So because they're so used to that, this gets boring. So you need the grace of God. So that's what you are telling. For that, we need to go on doing sadhana. Sadhana is the real thing. Whether you do japa, you do meditation, where you listen to Swami's stories, something or other you need to get involved. Otherwise, we'll be repeating
The sadhana, one of the thing, another point of view somebody was making is, Yogi was saying that is that you do all the effort, like Swami says, finally know that all effort is not able to, only grace of the God will, that, as you said, it's only the grace of the God will come into the
no
picture.
question about that. Is why the grace of God, how it comes, you don't know. But you need to be ready for that. You need to go on doing that when it, like Ramana Maharshi was such a young man, young boy. So suddenly, like a flash, it came to him. So you never know when it comes, but we need to be ready. For that, it is also previous lifetimes experiences. So that is, anybody, anything else?
No.
Yeah.
Question? Okay, sure. How do I know whether I am enjoying as a jasmine seller or enjoying as a fishmonger? How to distinguish between divine pleasure and worldly pleasure?
So as I said, everybody knows worldly pleasure is the one which is pleasure is interval between two pains. You do that. So simple thing day to day. Just you have nice lunch, you feel full, feel happy that time you think, you don't think. But after a couple of hours again the hunger comes, again you are think. So it is an interval, just it is a temporary, fleeting. Whereas the real thing, the divine thing is, it is eternal, it is always there. And something which also gives you, that is just a bliss, that peace that passeth understanding. Really something which is the atmic level you do, or what is the, you got the good story that the people you are jasmine, so that will be really, that is the sattvic, your life, your peace. So you can see that in the worldly, the people who are immersed in worldly things, rajasic, tamasic, they have more the anger and desires, and that cause them a lot of pain. They may think it is joyful, even though they may think, we think we are in the wrong thing. Like they said, dog, it appears it eats a little dry bone, goes on chewing, it is a dry bone. But the blood is coming from its mouth, and it thinks the blood is coming from that bone. It's actually coming from that. So even the so-called worldly pleasures are like that. Those people who sprinkle some water on that empty baskets and smell. So we need to know, because all the great masters, everybody, whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Shirdi Baba, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Swami, everybody said the same truth. They are so selfless for the sake of humanity. We should have the faith in what they said, and they said, follow what it is. And then we will be able to know the truth. That is the important thing. Good, that is important question. So there is where the fundamental discrimination comes. Viveka. So whether what we are pursuing, anything which takes us, another thing, Atma, anything which takes us towards God is really the one which we should pursue. Anything which takes away from God, whatever we are doing, then we should avoid that like a snake, just to get rid of that. So that is important. Oh, so more question? Good, some people are listening.
Could you please request Uncle to advise on how to practice equanimity or samatatva in real life? When faced with challenges in life, faith is oftentimes displaced by fear. How do we keep holding on to Swami's feet when engulfed with fear? Is Purva Janma Karma the answer to everything?
No, Swami has said just that also. I said, that is why people read that. So there are 9 verses. I told this is the essence of Vedanta. We wrote in the Eternal Companion in the editorial. So where Swami gives the essence of Vedanta, he says that is a part of life is ups and downs. Everybody will have that. Even saints will have. Even Ramakrishna Paramsa had throat cancer. Ramana Maharshi had things. Vivekananda died at 39 with diabetes. As long as your body and mind, they are all subject to these changes. But you need to, there 2 things they do. One is they identify they are not that body. So nothing really affects them. So to maintain the equanimity, you need to practice either of the paths, I will tell you. One is selfless service. Go on helping other people, whether in physical ailment or sickness, mental, or they have no food, shelter. Go on getting involved. That time, because you're so much involved in other people's happiness, you forget your own pain. And then you are happy. That is one of the other people who do this selfless service in the thing. They forget about themselves because at that time they're so much involved in alleviating the pain of others, whether giving food, shelter, whatever. That is one method. Another is to have that equanimity, because Swami is just so much absorbed in the thought of God. You are so much thinking, loving God, my beloved. He is. So you are so much thinking, like for me, for us example, when we were in the interview with Swami, that just maybe an hour and a half, it looks like 5 minutes, because you are in bliss, you forgot your body consciousness, then nothing bothers you. That time you don't even think about your problems or anything. So that is another way is to maintain the equanimity. One is getting involved selfless. Second is the path of love. Third is the most direct path. That is not easy. So that is the path of jnana. To realize this whole thing is unreal. You are thinking like in the dream, you came, you got $1 million lottery, you won, and this, you are so excited, $1 million. But the minute you wake up, that $1 million is gone. There is no one. But one good thing is you don't have to pay taxes on that $1 million. So because there is all the dream money. So, but it is dream. And same thing, some dream, somebody is kicking you, beating you up and all that. You're crying, oh my God, and even nightmare, you wake up. But the minute you wake up, hey, that's all a dream, a nightmare. I didn't wear. So who created that? You created the whole thing. There was nobody who is responsible for the ghost coming in, somebody beating you, your mind is the one who created all this scenario. Similarly, when you become a jnani, for them, this all look fun. All these things is created by our own projection, our own mind. So once you are convinced about jnana, what all exists is Brahman, all this is our own projection, then nothing bothers. That is the ultimate jnana. But Swami said beautifully, karma is like in going on a bullock cart. Karma margambu vedarani kalinaduku, just going on a faith. Bhakti margambu sulumaina banditrova, just going on the path of bhakti is like going on a comfortable journey. Jnanamana vimanambu pai yanamaraya. Jnana path is like going in a flight. not everybody can afford, right? So it is very expensive, and sometimes the crash is there, that's gone once for all. So jnana is not for everybody, but it's the straightforward. Just once you have it, that's it. There is no more. You are always in the stage of equanimity. So, but the equanimity, Swami's definition is manchi chaddalu kuda samamuga bhavinchute bhakti nak. Everything you should take it easy. It is by constant practice. Another thing, a method you can say how to practice equanimity is whoever has is to take
Dilesh.
everything as prasad. Everything is gift of God. So like somebody gives you prasad, sometimes, oh, I don't like that, I said better. Oh, she says, right, no, Shidi Baba prasad. Okay, give it. Because it is a prasad, you don't want to say. So because the minute I thought it is a prasad, even though you don't care for a taste, you say, okay, because God's gift. Similarly in life, all experiences, bitter, sweet, pleasant, everything we take as the gift of God, then that is, you maintain that equanimity. It is not easy. That is the ultimate. Once you are maintained in this stage, whoever asks, you are eligible for moksha. That is what he said. So amrutatvaya kalpade, you are eligible for being immortal, your immortality. So this is a struggle. At least we realize that is what the goal is. So you go on, for example, in the past you were easily upset about that. Now you don't that easily. Even if you're upset, you'll come back to the normalcy within a day, 2 days. Otherwise, some people, there is a time when these things happen, people go into depression, people go into drugs, alcohol, and major things. So because you have this spiritual background, you face challenges with courage and strength and smile. That is the thing. Okay, so anything else? So we go.
But I think last time you said that integration of all the yogas like karma, bhakti, and it's not just one straight path. Okay, karma only, or in a day-to-day life, you always have all the three.
Right, yeah, that's why Swami said, people say, oh, the karma, people say, oh, you should only do selfless service, and people, bhakti said, only bhakti will liberate jnana. Swami gave the example of Mysore Pak. So it is Mysore Pak as a shape, it has got weight, size, and it has sweetness. So Swami said, you can say, oh, I want only sweetness. You cannot have, you need to have all the three. Similarly, jnana, bhakti, and karma. Like the sweetness is bhakti, he says. Without sweetness, there is no Mysore Pak. And the weight, heavy thing is the jnana. And then the shape is the karma. So all the three together. So in life also, you cannot really separate, because the mother loves the child, right? So that is compared to bhakti. Because she's going to have a baby, like say mother who is going to have, so she will read the books, how to have a good baby, healthy baby, once the baby is born, how should I feed the baby, what the thing is. So knowledge, there is knowledge. Because of the love for the baby, she got the knowledge. Okay, she got all the knowledge and she has the love for the baby, but okay, she knows, but she doesn't do anything. That she will do something, so she will feed the baby, so there is karma, the action. So that's why all the three elements are there. Knowledge, what to do for the baby, because for the love, because she loves the baby, she has to do that thing, feeding the baby, and what kind of foods to give, what not to give, what to wear, what medicines to give, what vaccines to give. So knowledge, you can say love, and then action, karma. All these things, so you cannot really tight compartments. You're all together. But some people predominantly go to one path. So some people enjoy more doing just service. They're not, but some people do only bhakti. That is what Swami says, bhakti without knowledge is hysteria. It's an emotion. Some people go on like jumping, bhajan. And knowledge without bhakti is dry. It is dry heart. But karma also same thing, without the bhakti and jnana, it doesn't lead you anywhere. So you need the integral yoga, all the three together. That is very important. Okay, good. You have some discussion today. Then, so maybe one more shloka to. So we said, so what exists is only divine. Avinashu tadviddhiyena sarvamidam tatam vinasham abhyasyasya nakischit markasi. So he is telling the whole universe is pervaded by the Lord. So this kind of divinity, it never is gone. It's Atma, Atma, divinity, Parama, all are synonyms. We use that. God, Atma means. So I think the whole universe is pervaded by that. You should have that conviction. So not even, that's why Swami says, Kana Kanamu, Anu Anuvu, Chana Chanamu. Kana Kanamu means every cell. Anu Anu means every atom. And Chan means every moment. So every moment, every cell and every atom is pervaded by God. So that is why he is telling. So that will never go. It's always there and it always will be there. But the forms and names will change. So that is, he is expanding on the truth. Again, he is telling about the same thing, 18. Antavanta ime deve nityasokta shariranaha anashino aprameyasya tatsmad uddasya bharata. He says, you fight. Because everybody says, goes on telling fight, fight. Usually says, fighting is not good, right? Or fighting. But here, Lord Krishna goes on saying fighting, because fighting is part of life. We all fight within our own self, within the society, community and thing. What is the fighting between? Good and bad, dharma and adharma. So here the fighting is, you fight against adharma. These people are adharmic, you are fighting. So that, don't be confused with these consequences. Say anashino aprameyasya. This Atma is never going to be destroyed, and this is aprameya. You cannot know the thing. Prameya means something you can measure. So this is something which is unmeasurable. That is why it says yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Something which cannot be comprehended by the mind and cannot be expressed in words, because something to be experienced. Something, for example, somebody says you have eaten some nice Alfonso mango. So somebody asks, "How is Alfonso mango? How does it taste?" So it is round, it is blue. This will taste like almost like this honey. No, it's honey mixed. But however much you describe, you need to eat it. So once you eat, I can relate to that. Otherwise, you may compare with any number of things, it won't. So similarly, this is something which we have to really experience. So for that, so everything is experience, not theoretical or metaphysical. So this is very, very important. So as he says, don't get confused between body and mind. Just go on thinking that you are permanent and fight. This is the finally this says. Ye yanam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam ubauto na vijaniti nayam hanti na hanyate. He says, anybody who thinks Atma is going to kill somebody or it will be killed by somebody, both are ignorant. He says, so the self, the real self, the big self, it cannot kill anybody, it can be killed. It is permanent. So we should have that. So the whole thing is, we are in this BMI going up and down, body, mind, intellect. So you should think the real thing is Atma and be convinced. Then really once you know, it is, you are not being affected. Something like one Swami was telling, nice example, like you have a shirt, nice beautiful shirt you got newly, you spend a lot of money, suddenly accidentally it catches a little fire and the big hole is there. You feel sad that that's a nice shirt gone, but you don't think that yourself is gone, because its shirt is different from you. Similarly, you should have the same feeling, but somebody said you can get another shirt where we pay money, we know that. But this body, same thing. He says, this is a thing, but real thing, Atma, so you feel bad, this body is getting old, not able to function, but really, it is not you. Really, it is you, is the Atma. That feeling, we should have that conviction. I am not. Why is he selling so many shlokas? Because for many lifetimes we are confused, we are this body. So you need to undo that. So this program was there that we are the body. Now you have to undo, I am not the body, I am not the body. That's why he's giving so many examples. Nobody can kill Atma, and Atma cannot be killed, neither it will kill anybody. Then same thing is expanding. Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. He says this Atma was never born and it will never die. There is no birth, no death. That's why that bhajan we sing. There is no birth, there is no death, there is no you or I. There is only Satya. So that's how you can identify as Atma. There is no birth, there is no death, there is only. So here there is no birth, there is no death. So Ajo Nishyato, Ajo means never born, Nityo means permanent, and it is, and is Purano. That means we are there all the time. We are not somebody new here. In this life you think you are new, but you are always there. Nahanyate hanyamane sarire. This self is very important. Cannot be killed. Atma cannot be destroyed. What is destroyed? Hanyamane sharire. The only thing anybody can destroy or hurt is this body. Nobody can hurt the soul. That is why those great souls, even in the things they know this body is going, they will be laughing. They will, like I knew Ramatirtha Swami. There is a great Swami like Swami Vivekananda. He was a master of Advaita. So he was going in Himalayas, and then he was caught, I heard, in the mouth of a tiger, and even that Shivoham, Shivoham, and just gone. So he didn't respond, scream, yell, or anything. So because they realize that supreme thing, they say, I'm not dying, this is the body. That kind of feeling where they completely detach, that is this, the body dies, I am always there. I'm not this, like shirt is gone. That is, actually, he's going to talk about the example later on. Actually, we'll go to that thing and then we'll conclude. Veda vinashinam nityam yayena majavavyayam katam sa purushah partha kam ghatayati hantikam. So the one who thinks this Atma has no birth, no death, and it is permanent, so how can he kill anybody? How can he be killed by anybody? So that you will realize once you know you are not the body. Here the beautiful example we are talking. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati taro aparani tada sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. This is very commonly, even when people die, they chant this first jatasya divas. So that means vasamsi, this means clothes, old clothes, torn clothes, jirnani, yeah, that you give away, right? So vasa cheap. So just you do and put a navani grinhati naru aparani. You put the new clothes. You, whenever you have old clothes, you give away and put new clothes. Tata sharirani vihaya jirnani. Similarly, this body which is ready to be gone, similarly you give. And he says, anyani samyati navan. Then you take a new body. So like the old clothes you give away and get the new clothes, you give away this body which is going through the attrition or this time and get a new body. But the real goal is, this is for most of the people, you don't want to get another body, again go through the same cycle, again get torn, again this problem. You don't want this cycle of punarjanmana vidyate, not to be born again, die, cycle of births and deaths. That is the most miserable. The whole secret of Gita is so that you don't want to be born again and go through the same cycle. Born again, marry again, children again, their children again, but marry. So you don't go beyond this vicious cycle of birth and death. But if you are worried what will happen, I am going to die, it's just like old clothes you give away, you get new clothes, you just get a new body, nice thing and fresh thing. So just you don't need to worry about you are gone. So we'll end here and continue next week.